Good afternoon. Welcome to the Toon review, where we have the final part of our double header over the weekend, the Sela Cup game between Newcastle United and Villarreal in a watch-along, and any kind of positive results sees us lift the Sela Cup on home turf at St James's Park. Before we go any further, if you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing to it. We are heading for 23,000 subscribers at the moment, and if you do like what you're seeing during the game, or even now if you want to, hit that thumbs up button too. Give us a like. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. Puts us in the search history engine. Sorry, I keep saying history, which is the wrong word totally. And it shares us amongst like-minded fans. Also, super chats available by clicking the dollar sign, and you can donate whatever you feel we're worth. And memberships also are available too by clicking the join button. It's kind of a paid subscription. It takes you through a payment route where you pay a monthly fee, and that entitles you to be in monthly draws and things like that. Before we go any further, also, if you are kind of new to the channel and you don't know what you're going to see today or hear, if you are behind me or ahead of me, I should say, even more to the point, please pause your stream or whatever you're watching it on. And then that way you can't be ahead of me, and that way there's going to be no spoilers in the chat, because spoilers are not, absolutely not wanted in the chat. Spoils it for the people that are watching and commenting in the chat also. You'll be timed out, you'll be banned. So no spoilers, absolutely none whatsoever. And we'll get along famously. Let's do some lineups then, shall we? Yeah, let's do some lineups. As expected, it's a different kind of lineup today. Completely different set of players. Nick Pope in goal, excuse me. Jacob Murphy looking like he's playing at right back today. Jamal Lassalle's captain, and Paul Dummett at centre backs. Dan Burn at left back. A midfield of Matt Ritchie, Bruno in the six, and Longstaff. And a forward three of Joe Linton on the left. Barnes, sorry, Joe Linton. You know, it'll be Barnes on the left, won't it? Joe Linton will play in midfield. Rich on the right. Wilson through the middle. And that's going to, I think that'll be the system. I think Rich will play on the right hand side of the attack. And I think Barnes play on the left hand side. Joe Linton will fit into the middle. So it's last season's first choice midfield, basically. The substitutes are all exactly the same as yesterday. All the youngsters, plus Mark Gillespie. So you've got the likes of the Ball, Savage, Jamie Miley, Turner Cook, Parkinson, Indowini, Hackett, Diallo, Bentley, MacArthur, Remy Savage, Carlton, them kind of names. That's the whole bench. Villarreal, any familiar names there? Well, there is. Pepe Reina's in goal. He must be about 50 now. One Foyth, he used to play for Spurs. And One Foyth, of course, is New York speak for a quarter. One Foyth, 1/4 quarter. Alexander Sorloth's a bit of a star up front. Who else? We've got Mandy's a centre half, has played for Spain, I believe. Parejo in the middle of the park, and Gerard Moreno, also a very dangerous striker, up front. So they've got quite a good side. The bench, Ben Brereton Diaz is on the bench, of course. He's gone there from Blackburn Rovers. Dennis Suarez, who was at Arsenal for a season, if I do remember correctly. Any more famous names there? Well, there's a Rodrigo. I don't think it's the one we know. The Santi isn't the one that we know from Arsenal. Santi Cazorla, Trugueros, we've heard of him. But apart from that, it's a fair side for Villarreal. It's not going to be easy. Not going to be easy at all. Let's do some comments. We've already got 1,000 Japanese yen in from Eddie Gaunt over there in Japan. He says, for billing team, thanks very much, Edward, for your continued support of the watch-alongs on the channel in general. Really much appreciated, my friend. That is. Let's start then. Jimmy No Max is the first one in today. He says, Jacob Murphy playing right back. It looks that way. It looks that way. I can't see it being Matt Ritchie. Just no pace there whatsoever. So I think Jacob Murphy, who did kind of at the end of the Brighton game, step into the right back position and made the second goal for Elliot Anderson with a fantastic pass. And actually looked okay defensively too. So Jacob Murphy in at right back. Ian thinks he's going to play on the right wing, but I don't think he is. Simon says Ritchie on the right wing, Murphy right back, Burn left back, Dummett. That seems about right to me, Simon. And Ian then says Sofa score has Ritchie at right back. Afternoon to you, Alice. Hope you're well. The Clon lads also here. Afternoon to you. I like coffee. Good afternoon to you, my friend. Tom Dixon's also here. Afternoon to you, Tom. Optimal Forager, my friend. Hope you're well over there in Japan too. He says evening all in the chat. Samsonite Dove's also here. Afternoon all. Now let's see what the other starting 11 can do. Absolutely. Martin Watson. Hi Martin. Afternoon all match day. How are the lads? Jock Bar's here too. Anthony is here too. Anthony Robert Edward Tuck. Afternoon, Billy and everyone. Have a nice afternoon from Anthony. Yeah, Hope you have a good one too, mate. Carl Richardson, good afternoon to you. Carl, afternoon to you too. Hi all, I hope Billy's had better luck with his Wi-Fi than me today. Mine has been playing up when I live near to him. Well, mine seems to be okay at the moment, although I haven't attempted to look at the stream yet. Hello to Michael. I hope you're well, my friend. James Legg. Hi, Billy and Paul. Hope Joe Linton is playing. He is playing. Absolutely he is. Geordie lad, good afternoon to you. Toon Gamer. Big worry, Shah still injured. Yes, it is a big worry. Although after watching Alex Murphy play yesterday, maybe not that much of a worry. He was absolutely outstanding. Gary Wishart, afternoon to you, my friend. Who else we got? Mick Helmet-Bolt. It's a strange name, but I like it. Watch your lads and lasses. Who else we got here? Scott Robson, good afternoon to you, my friend. Spider Hodgson, good afternoon, ladies and lasses. Come on the Toon, 4-1 to us. And new Sela Cup champions 2023. Come on, Warbill, bring it home. I shall try. Peter Griffin, good afternoon to you. Ared 7, good afternoon to you. Eddie Gorn says Toon Army. Gary says apparently only 36k there yesterday. I'm not sure about that. It seemed pretty full to me when the Newcastle game was on. I'm not sure. There weren't many empty seats there, I've got to say. Afternoon to Paul White. I hope you're well. And Vortex too. And Brian McFadgen. I hope you're well. I like coffee says Rice. Does that mean is he playing for Arsenal today? Is he? Of course, it's a charity shield, isn't it? So yeah. Ash says, how's this not on NFC TV? I suppose because I didn't put the first one on. They weren't going to put the second one on either. Afternoon to Aaron and James Pineda down there in the Caymans. Hope you're well, mates. Joe Peacock, hope you're well. The Praetorian, hope you're well. Shane Smith says, how did the women get on? They won 3-0. They beat West Bromwich Albion 3-0. Niall Powell, good afternoon to you. Julie J, afternoon to you too. Shifty Taco. I had tacos for tea last night. There's loads of highlights on the YouTube of the Fiorentina game. Didn't know what you were all chatting about. No, we were doing it live, mate. We weren't commenting on highlights. Good day to Marius, Brother Butler. I thought it was late to the party. Everyone as well. Let's get another fantastic result. Absolutely. Zara Willis. They wouldn't talk about the ladies. Charles, good afternoon to you, my friend. Brian Amex, good afternoon to you. Keith Sanders. Hope you're well. Patient. Afternoon, Billy. How are the lads? Afternoon to you. Shearer 69, good afternoon to you. KB, over there in Belfast, a very good afternoon to you, my friend. Southern Geordie, afternoon to you. Carl Muir, afternoon to you. Lots of people in the chat. It's great to see. Jim Fell, greetings from Canada, Mr. Trey. No clean sheets, Damien thinks, but well, anyway. Well, yeah, the defence looks a bit iffy, but we do have the better goalkeeper behind them, so we shall see. But they've got a fair side. Pont Mags, good afternoon to you. Hope you're well over there in San Diego. Lovely part of the world. Antacid, Oya Billy, Ayal Reed, buddy lad, good afternoon. Afternoon to you. Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. Chippers. I didn't see Chippers. Someone's saying hello to Chippers. I can't see him in the chat. But if he is here, Chippers is at the game, isn't he? Pretty sure Chippers is there, so he won't be in the chat. Julie Dorset Ball, good afternoon to you. She thinks 2-1-2. Yeah, they beat Nice 2-1, didn't they? So any draw or win wins us the Sela Cup. Interesting to see what it looks like. JB, afternoon to you. Hi everyone, got to leave for work at 5. Boobadoo, good afternoon to you. You can't wait for Saturday. Emil Munok, where can I watch the game? Well, no asking for that kind of things, please, on this stream. We can't tell you. Abdul Vaseed, good night in Indonesia. Hi, lads, Toon Indonesia. Afternoon to you. Good evening to you. Whatever time of day it is there, he said good night. So hope you're well over there in Indonesia. John Summers, good afternoon to you. Chris Select says, we're thinking Dummett centre back. Well, then, yes, we definitely are. Lewis Adams, afternoon to you. Bailey Liddle, to you too. Tony Honor, afternoon to you. Dark Boy Design. Well, there you go. I should have put that out really, but there you go. Brian, good afternoon to you, my friend. Inspector Hector, he thinks that'll be our starting midfield for Aston Villa. I think Tonali may well come in for Longstaff, but we shall see. Afternoon to you, David T. Julie J there. Remember the rules: no spoilers, no caps, no asking for leagues. Basically, no being a bell end. That's brilliantly put, Julie. Is there any way you could add a match clock about it? No, there isn't, Andy, unfortunately. But I do shut the time out pretty regularly, so it won't be that bad. With 4 minutes to kick off, I suppose it's better to have a look and see what kind of we've got here. Open your mind and your heart at ease. You'll be set and let it be. It gonna rise. Apparently, we're ranked 15 in the world by FIFA, which is interesting. There you go. There you go. Lee Kelly, afternoon to you. Evening, Billy. Come on, the mighty Toon Army. Let's see the Toon lift the cup. Be so brilliant for the start of the season. And many more to come. Just driving on the A1 going back to Berwick from Darlow. Well, keep us on, mate. James Pope, good afternoon to you. Who else we've got? Catherine Hanley. Why hasn't Mankier or Carrier's feet on his... Well, Mankier's got a slight knock, I think, Catherine. And as for Carrier's, I don't know. It's strange, that. Maybe he's got a slight knock too. We shall see. Kieran Harvey, good afternoon to you. Hasman, good afternoon to you. Footy Edits, 4 o'clock kickoff, mate. Afternoon to you, Anna. Hope you're well. Luke, not too far up the road from me, Birmingham. Afternoon to you. Stephen wants a team put up again, so here we go. We'll put the team up again. It's basically as we expected. It's just a basic swap of yesterday's. Pope in goal, Murphy, Lascelles, Dummett, Byrne, back 4. Joe Linton, Longstaff and Bruno in the middle of the park. Ritchie, Barnes and Wilson up front. And just for context, there's the Villarreal lineup. That's how they look. Back to the comments, which I've lost where we were. Agsy Boys score prediction, 2-0 Newcastle again. Madram, good morning from California. I hope you are, Madram. Stato's mother, Stato's mum, hope you well, Jeanette. Afternoon to you. Alex had a good time in South Shields last night by all accounts. Jamie the Bank, Geordie, afternoon, Billy. Thank you very much. Afternoon to you, Callie. If I've missed anyone's, there you go. Afternoon to you, Travis. Hope you're well. And we're about a minute from kickoff, so we'll just do this. Mo will go. Afternoon to you, Derek. Afternoon to you, Chris. To you, Lil Sam, Craig, Irani Granny, Jack, Jonathan, Chris, and Ashley. Can't answer that. Andrew Johnson. Afternoon to you. Oh, level 7 wasn't open, says Georgia. I know that's why they didn't show that high up, so that's probably why then. Afternoon to Lee, Toon Raid. Afternoon to you, CT, Lol's Fishing Adventures, Moses, Nate, Foxy. Afternoon to you, my friend. Cruz Scott. Afternoon to you, Gazio, Tony Blake, G Marsh, Jordan. I hope you're well. Chris Miller, Porter Street Henderson. And all those below those, Darren Podger, afternoon to you. We're now going to go to the game. It's apparently Cardiff for beating Leeds 2-1. And yes, our Peter Barry Sweeney, the father of Liam, of course, who tragically died in that terrible accident, air disaster, many years ago. And you'll be set it free. We're gonna rise. Have I got any comments up? Yes, I have. So hard to comment. We'll get to the game. I'm not going to be far away now from start-up time. Toon Army looking resplendent. A few green shirts I can see today, and a few blue ones, but as always, it's mainly black and white shirts. All waiting for this kickoff, which is about to take place. Sean Longstaff, we're wearing the blue kit today, guys. And Sean Longstaff kicks us off. Back he goes to Bruno. Bruno plays it back to Paul Dummett. And then Jamal Lascelles. Jamal Lascelles looking for his options. Could have laid it into Bruno, but didn't. Turned back and put it all the way to Nick Pope. Now Murphy picks it up. Poor pass from Murphy straight into the Villarreal attack, but we get away with it. And now it's with Paul Dummett. Plays a nice pass there to Joe Linton, just shy of the centre circle, going over the halfway line now. On the left-hand side of midfield, he's got Barnes outside him. Here's Harvey Barnes now. First touch at St James's Park on his right foot. Goes on his left on the outside. We'll play it back to Joe Linton. Joe Linton tries to play it through the defender's legs, but he got a deflection off him out for a corner. And we are less than a minute in. So good start for Newcastle. Nice build-up. Bit iffy at the back at the first. But Pappy Rayner there, he's put a bit of timber on the look of him. Bit of a kite on him. Matt Ritchie's come across to take this corner. Will be an outswinger with his left foot. Dan Burns in the box. Villarreal looking at him as if to say, what kind of monster is this? Anyway, in comes the corner. So it's a deep one, looking for a Newcastle head. Finds the head of Byrne. Joe Linton picks up the aftermath of it. Now it's Bruno. Little ball through, deflected off Villarreal, and they can clear. And here comes Villarreal on the counter with the number 16. Don't know who he is. Back it goes then to Foyth. Back to Pepe Reina. Pressure from Callum Wilson, but Pepe Reina calmly plays it to the right back. Left back, I should say. Left, yeah, definitely. And bit of pressure coming in from Matt Ritchie, but they've played around him quite easily. And Villarreal can come from defence. Into the middle of the park to Parejo, back to the centre half, Mandy. Mandy, studying his options, plays it square to the right back. He plays it up the line, deflected off that Dan Burn. Will be a throw into Villarreal on the halfway line, which is taken by Joao Moreno. Back it goes then to Foyth. Then Parejo, who's playing as the number 6. Parejo's robbed by Joe Linton and Wilson through 1v2. He's going to go from distance, blocked from the two incoming defenders who kind of squeeze together and give Wilson no room to go. Villarreal on the counter. It's 4v4. Ball in behind the back of Lascelles, but he shepherds it back to Pope quite nicely. The pass came through there. Didn't quite work for him, and Pope came out and took it. Pope chips it to Ritchie. First time ball into Wilson. Not great. Intercepted by the Villarreal centre half. Bit slippy at the back at the top, on the pitch, it looks like. A couple have gone over already. Parejo picks it up for Villarreal in the centre circle, plays it wide. Terrible ball there. Barnes is intercepted. Foyth gets back to him. Makes a good tackle on Harvey Barnes. Good tackle that from Foyth. And Foyt, the Argentinian, he used to play for Spurs, of course. And Villarreal have it just short of the halfway line on the right-hand side with Gerard Moreno. Gerard Moreno comes inside, ball, trying to get him behind the back of Dummett. Dummett's alive to that and lays it back to Pope. Pope's got all day, squares it out to Jamal Lascelles, who's got plenty of space in front of him. And he rolls it to Bruno just in front of the back four, playing in the 6 today. Bruno Guimaraes looks studying his options. No bleach blonde today. It's natural black. Great pass there to Harvey Barnes. Sprayed it 40 yards. Barnes trying to get him behind 1-4. Can't do it. Foyth's got him. Well, it's going to have to throw in that. And Newcastle have to throw in. Level with the penalty area. The good defending again from Foyth. Harvey Barnes takes the throw quickly back to Dan Burn, and he plays it even further back to Paul Dummett. Paul Dummett squares to Jamal Lascelles, just short of the centre circle, in the Newcastle half. Back to Paul Dummett again, into Bruno, back to Dummett, and Dummett plays it down to Dan Burn on the left flank. Burn over the top, looking for the win of Joe Linton. Joe Linton might get there, in fact. Slid in from the Villarreal defender. I think he got the ball. It's either a throw into Newcastle or a free kick. We shall see. The number 23, who's going to give a free kick, I think. Did he get the ball here? No, he didn't. It's a foul. He tried, but he didn't get there. I think it wasn't Mandy, I think. Well, it might have been Mandy. And it will be a free kick, which Matt Ritchie's come across to take. Looks like Matt Ritchie's on all the set pieces today. It's about a yard shy of the penalty area, but on the left flank, it's a cross. Big men affair. Joe Linton, Wilson, Dan Burn. I assume Jamal Lascelles is going to be in there too. Pepe Reina is barking out orders in Spanish to his defence and all those in front. Matt Ritchie's going to bend it with his left. In he goes. Look, it's a good one too. Look at the head of nearly far for Joe Linton. Edge of the area. It's with Murphy. Goes 1-1. Murphy shoots. Great goal, Jacob Murphy. Terrific goal. That was hit with some power. My God, I haven't even put the banner up. Straight away, I'm going to put it up. No, I'm not going to hide that because that's not the score. But what a fantastic strike from Jacob Murphy. Came forward from right back. He hit it with real power. And it absolutely bollocks past Absolutely bollock past Pepe Reina. Absolutely fantastic goal, that. Absolutely fantastic goal. Jacob Murphy really did hit that with power. Unbelievable. Reina was unsighted, but the power he hit that with was absolutely unbelievable. Going to see a replay of it now with a bit of luck. Jacob Murphy's doing his golf swing celebration. And he hits a golf ball like that. Good Lord. It was a good free kick. It was headed out. Murphy picked it, went past one and just whacked it. Good Lord. Right foot. He didn't want that one back on straight down the middle of the fairway. It's gone near post, middle of the goal. Reina can't see it. But the power it's been hit with, oh, blimey. Nearly broke the net. Outstanding goal. 1-0 to Newcastle United. And a fantastic strike from Jacob Murphy. 6 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. Villarreal trying to come forward now with Foyth back to Mandy. And then to his fellow centre-half, who I haven't got a clue what his name is. They're playing a keep ball between them. No pressure from Callum Wilson. He's in between two of them, so he's just standing there, actually. They play it in behind on the far side. Parejo picks it up. Looking for a pass to this far flank. It's a good one, too. And Burns going to have to get out to Foyth, but it's a good block there. Newcastle can break. Bruno has it. Bruno's fouled there, but he plays it for Wilson. Wilson tries to do a bit of trickery. The referee goes back to the foul, and Newcastle will have a free kick just in front of the penalty area. Good play that from Bruno. Unbelievable strike that from Jacob Murphy. It really was. Unbelievable strike. And already Newcastle United have a lead. It's 7.5 minutes on the clock. Richie plays it back to Murphy down the line, intercepted. Richie slides in, wins the ball back, lovely. Back to Murphy it goes. Murphy plays it into Bruno. Bruno's lost that. That's poor play from Bruno. Free kick to Villarreal. Poor play from Jacob Murphy to play Bruno into the trouble he was in, but Bruno even worse. Anthony Taylor's refereeing today, by the way, for people. Having a day off for Manchester United, he's refereeing us. Looks like Anthony Taylor. I think it is. And Villarreal play it back, and they're playing from deep. They're a bit more hurried in possession than what Fiorentina were yesterday. Parejo back to Mandy. Parejo's a good player. Poor ball though, and Jacob Murphy stepped in. Murphy started a house on fire, gone on the outside of the defender. Will he try and get across? He's got two on him. Little trickery taken out there by the defender. Elbow to the throat. Jacob Murphy with a lovely bit of skill there to go between the two defenders. Wins us a free kick. Well, it's almost a corner. Brilliant bit of skill with a little back flick through. And it was clotheslined by the defender and sandwiched by the other one. So it was an absolute blatant free kick. We'll have a free kick there. It's going to be probably Murphy to win. It won't be Murphy, it'll be Richie with the in-swing, I imagine. Last free kick we had, similar area on the inside of the pitch, of course, we scored from. Richie is out there. It's going to be an in-swinger this time. We'll be looking for a flick on near post, I imagine, for a head into the far corner, to the corner nearest me. Nearest me? The left-hand corner of the net. Anyway, Lassalle's Burn, all there. Richie barking out his orders. Where's he going to put this? Steps back, plays it short to Murphy. He was fatigued! 2-0! Is the offside flag up? I think there's an offside flag up. Yeah, I think that's offside, that one. Callum Wilson with a great finish, but the flag's up, offside. When the ball was played back from Richie, all the Villarreal defence rushed out, caught the lads in behind them. Offside, Wilson was one of them. Fantastic finish, but unfortunately from an offside position. Good uniform defending from the Villarreal defence there. They all came out as one. Left the Newcastle players in there, attackers in there. And the finish was, although great, to no use. It was offside. Parejo has it. Back to Mandy. Mandy's robbed there, and Wilson's. Can he get there? Wilson can get there. Joe Linton's through. 1-1 with Reina. Good defending now. Joe Linton was very, very lackadaisical there. No urgency. Could have put Wilson in anyway. He's still on the attack with Bruno Guimaraes. Bruno Guimaraes goes past two, plays it out to Joe Linton. Now to Murphy. Murphy with a little chip over the top to Sean Longstaff. Longstaff's first touch the ball in the game, it seems like. Longstaff brings it all the way back and plays it back to Joe Linton. Well, they've gone backwards here 10 yards. Joe Linton has it on the right-hand side of midfield. Little chippy ball to Sean Longstaff, who takes it into control. Ball in there, he's offside there. Matt Ritchie. And that'll be a free kick to Villarreal. Seems like we've wasted an opportunity there. Joe Linton was clean through, one-on-one with the keeper. Seems to kind of ease up with his pace. The defender got back, the keeper got out, and just Joe Linton had to go backwards before he could get a shot in. Close up at the moment of the Spanish team's coach, whoever he may be. But we're 11 minutes into the game, folks. A fantastic start from Newcastle United. A great goal from Jacob Murphy to set us on our way. And it's 1-0. Rain, the pressure here on the Villarreal defence. Foyth has it. Shut down from Joe Linton to foul out from Callum Wilson, but they're playing the advantage. Not that there is much advantage there. Foyth does well to get away from Harvey Barnes. And back it's gone to Pepe Reina in the Villarreal net. Pressure from Wilson. He plays it square to the left back. Forward he goes to left winger. Longstaff got a foot in, but to no avail. It went to a Villarreal player. Good play from Sorloth there. Great turn. Oh, he's got been fouled there. He's had Jamal Lascelles all the way up there, Gerard Moreno. Good play him. Good player. And Jamal Lascelles had no answer to it. So just brought him down. It'll be a free kick to Villarreal, just short of the centre circle, which Parejo will take. He seems to be the key player in that midfield, the string puller. And they're on the attack on that left-hand side. Ball over the top, looking for Dan Burns' player, Moreno, but Burn gets headed to it. Barnes has stepped inside Foyth this time. Gets past Foyth this time. Comes inside, but Barnes is fouled. He'll get a free kick. Pulled back there from the... Don't know who it was. He's been booked, whoever it was. Anthony Taylor's booked him. Harvey Barnes was a good bit of play there to get past Foyth for the first time today. Out-muscled him. Carried on running. The number 20 pulled his shirt. And I think shirt pulling this year is an automatic yellow card. So free kick to Newcastle. I'm going to say 40 yards out, left of centre. And they've played it square to Longstaff. Longstaff will go wide to Murphy. Murphy on that right flank. Inside for Longstaff. Good win off the ball for Longstaff. Going to get there, Longstaff. He's pushed over there. But the ball goes out of play. Just slightly out physical there from the Villarreal defender. Number 16. Bearded Spaniard. Whoever he may be. And out of play it goes for a Villarreal goal kick. .13.5 on the clock. Newcastle 1, Villarreal 0. Centre back is taking the goal kicks for Pepe Reina. He must be too old, and Pepe Reina now plays it wide for Foyth. A bit of keep ball between. A nice little 1-2 to Foyth. Trying to get around Joe Linton. Back to the 28, who sprays it to the other side of the pitch with a fantastic switch of play. First time ball back to the defender. And Parejo picks it up just in front of the back four. Parejo's been really hassled here, and he's lost out. Oh, he's got a free kick. I don't think it was one. Bruno robbed him of the ball there. And the referee gave a free kick, Taylor. Silly man, twat. There's no foul there. That's not a foul. Unbelievable. Taylor's given a foul against Bruno Guimaraes, so Villarreal have a free kick, which has already been taken. Just in front of the penalty area. It's with the right back, Foyth. Inside for the number 7, Gerard Moreno, the captain. Now to Parejo. Through the middle, looking for Sorloth. Great anticipation from Jamal Lascelles. And the ref has given a free kick. He slid through, won the ball, it looked like to me. Took number 20 down. And he's down and he's rolling around like as if he's been shot. Back to his feet now. I thought it was a good tackle. Going to see it now. Ball's rolled in. Yeah, it's a good tackle, that. Good tackle from Jamal Lascelles. He's been penalised there. Ridiculous from Anthony Taylor. No, that's not a free kick. Not in a month of Sundays. Anyway, they've attacked and got a corner through some good defensive work from Paul Dummy, who'd gone out to cover the right flank, strangely enough. And Villarreal have a corner, which Diego, I think his name's Diego, Parejo will take. Just over 15 minutes gone. Newcastle 1, Villarreal 0. In swinging corner from Pereira, looking for the near post. Cut out from Jacob Murphy. Didn't get too much distance on the clearance, but it's got it away from the Newcastle area. And the Villarreal man who picked it up went backwards. Bit of keep ball from Villarreal on that left flank at the minute. Newcastle set up in 2 banks of 4, well, a 4 and a 5. Wilson goes out to pressure the ball now, but Pereira plays it square. And forward on the left flank, we've got a bit of space here. This is where it's going to be hard for us, Richie and Murphy. Neither of them are defensively minded as such, and they're playing round us at the minute. That's a poor pass. Will he keep it in? Just keeps it in. So Villarreal maintain possession, although it's not in a dangerous position. In fact, they're back in their own half now with Mandy. Mandy looking down the bottom here for 1/4. 1/4 looking for a ball down the line. He gets it from Sorloff. Sorloff was willing to show for the ball there against Stamburn. Plays it back. And again, back to Parejo. Little one-touch pass for Moreno. Moreno is fouled there, but he gets around Ashley Barnes. Harvey Barnes. Don't want Ashley Barnes in the team. Free kick to Villarreal. I'm going to say it's gone backwards anyway. Villarreal's gone from 4th all the way back to Mandy. Mandy's gearing up for a long pass, but in the end he plays it inside. Good ball that to the number 20. Now back to Parejo. So Moreno on his right flank. Back to 4th. Just possession football from Villarreal. Not really going anywhere with it. Not really dangerous. Not cutting. And in fact, the ball's all the way back to Pepe Reina now. Just trying to keep hold of the ball. Wilson will pressurise Reina. Reina's running away from the goal now. Now clears it long down the pitch. Looking for the head of Sorloff. Great little head of Sorloff. Puts in his teammate, but a good tackle that from Jamal Lascelles, but he's played it to no one. And the refs give a free kick again. No way. Unless it's an injury to the Villarreal player, but that's not a tackle. Is this a foul? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Never been a foul in Munferson days. No, sorry. In fact, I don't think he's even give a foul. I think he just stopped the play because the player was injured. Getting treatment at the minute. Well, I say treatment. He's drinking from a bottle of water. He will come off the pitch for the mandatory step off the pitch thing that's been brought in many years ago at the 1990 World Cup, but it stops players diving around apparently. Doesn't seem to have to me. 18 on the clock, 1-0 to Newcastle United. Fantastic strike from Jacob Murphy. And Villarreal have the ball in the centre circle. No real urgency about Villarreal going forward. So on the left-hand side, currently the cameras are on Eddie Howe and Mad Dog. Pressure from Harvey Barnes. Doesn't work, and Foyth has it. They played in behind Joe Linton there. The number 20 going forward, looking for a ball in behind the defence. Overhits straight into the big mitts of Nick Pope. And he studies his options. He's going to roll it to Jamal Lascelles. Jamal Lascelles in the penalty area. Jamal looking for a ball. Plays it into Wilson's feet. He's pushed over there, and the referee doesn't give a free kick this time. Unbelievable. Good covering from Dan Burn from the ball into the box. And Villarreal pick it up, and it's going to go back into their own half. It is with the centre backs. Mandy has it. He's the deepest player for the Spanish side. Callum Wilson in front of him. Goes square to his centre back partner. And he goes square to the left back. Foul there from Bruno Guimaraes. He ain't going to get away with that one. Push on Parejo. And the ref gives a free kick. Taylor. Anthony Taylor. All the way from Manchester. Free kick to Villarreal. Just level with the centre circle in their own half. Parejo takes it, gets it back. Little ball inside. Very intricate stuff. That's nice play, actually. From Javad Moreno. Sets the player free on that far side. Jacob Murphy goes to meet him. Goes past Jacob Murphy. Jacob Murphy's staying with him. Good defending from Jacob Murphy. And he has to go backwards. And he plays it out of play. And Newcastle United will get a throw-in. Good defending from Jacob Murphy, that. Showed some pace. And we have a throw-in. Good defending. Ably deputising at right back, and of course he's scored as well. So good start to the game from Jacob Murphy. 20 minutes on the clock. Newcastle United 1, Villarreal 0. Little trick there from Matt Ritchie, just go straight to touch. So it weren't much of a trick at all. and Villarreal have already played. Back to the centre-backs, Mandy. Mandy Flammy. All the way back to Pepe Reina. Wilson pressurises. There's pressure here. Little triangle between the two centre-backs and the goalkeeper. And now Reina has plenty of time to study and pick out a pass. No pressure at all on him. Just standing on the ball next to the penalty spot. And clears it long, chips it down the pitch, looking for a flick on. Goes for Sorloff. Good anticipation from Jamal Lascelles. Gets a big boot on it. Harvey Barnes in the air against Foyth. Doesn't win that one. Oh, it's Parejo, in fact. Dan Burn gets a foot in. It's back to 1 Foyth now. And now Mandy back to Reina. And Wilson not again getting much pressure on. Reina easily runs past him and clears it. Over Joe Linton's head. Foyth. Joe Linton will pressurise him. Foyth goes past him and Joe Linton fouls him. Pulls him back. We'll give a free kick away and Joe Linton's going to get booked. You can't pull people's shirts or pull them back anymore. And that's exactly what he did then. Pulled his arm backwards. That seems to be this year's edict from referees to book people for that. Pulling arms, pulling shirts, etc., etc., etc. Ball over the top of Dan Burn, and it's a good one too. It's with Moreno. Burns on him. Moreno's shielding the ball from him. Burn gets a foot in to Harvey Barnes. Now Dan Burn. Good play from Newcastle. Bruno Gomares clears it to Wilson. Great take from Wilson, but does lose out in the end. But he gets a free kick for pushing it back. Well played that from Callum Wilson, and well played from Newcastle. Bruno, Dan Burn, and Harvey Barnes between them got themselves out of that. We're virtually halfway through the first half. Newcastle United 1, Villarreal 0. If you do like what you see, folks, give us a thumbs up. Really does add up to our algorithms on YouTube. Push up the search engine. We are the most watched Newcastle United live channel at the moment for live shows. And if you give us a like, it will make other people see what we're doing. Something great on this channel. Also, if you want to become a subscriber to the channel, hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so. We're heading for 23k at the minute, which is great. And Super Chat's also available. Bit of play for Bruno there. Will get us a throw in our own half. Parejo on him. One of the slowest plays on FIFA. That's a push in the back on Wilson. They'll get a free kick for that all day long. Mandy, not very subtle with it. Shoved him to the ground. 23 on the clock, still 1-0. And it's become more cagey the past 15 minutes. Long floated pass there from Dan Burn. Picks out Jacob Murphy, who's got plenty of space to run into. Murphy goes past his defender with ease. Can he hold his feet? He can. Murphy's going up against the last defender now. Took it too far, I think. Got a cross in. Went out of play. And look at that from Jacob Murphy. Just went a bit too far, run out of space, and couldn't get the cross in, of course. So will be a goal kick. Harvey Barnes wearing the 15 shirt, by the way, folks. Tino Livramento was in the crowd yesterday. I don't know whether he's there today or not, but I imagine that signing will get done tomorrow, or maybe even later today. Be interesting to see what shirt number he gets. Anyway, Sorloff has it, being defended by Jamal Lascelles. Jamal Lascelles is... well, there's a free kick given from Taylor. I don't know if he's played advantage or not. He has played advantage. Parejo floats the ball to the far side. Jacob Murphy has to get out to the attacker, but he comes back to Parejo. Parejo into the number 16. Back to Parejo. There's pressure coming here. Can Wilson or Mandy steps inside the centre circle and plays a floaty pass out to the far side? Then it may have been a free kick given here from Anthony Taylor. Not sure who to. It's to Villarreal, of course it is. Flipping it. He must think Villarreal's a suburb of Manchester, this twat. He's given virtually everything. If it is Anthony Taylor, it looks like him. Anyway, Villarreal, nice bit of football. A good defending from Murphy to step in and take the ball away. Plays it into Wilson. First touch from Wilson. Weren't the greatest one, but Bruno will get a free kick for that. Surely, Scott. Yes, he does. And Bruno doesn't look very happy about that tackle. He's been booked that 20 as well. That was 28. Just shoved Bruno over. Bruno had already lost the ball. It was a silly tackle, really. Murphy has it on the right flank. In the goes then to Lascelles. forced backwards by the presence of Moreno and long clearance from Pope, which ain't great. Straight through the middle, straight to a Villarreal defender. It's the ex-Spurs player Foyth. He plays it square to Mandy. No pressure at all. Got all day to pick out a pass. And back he's going to go to Pepe Reina, I think. Wilson will put pressure on Reina. Reina plays it through the middle into Parejo. Good rob there from Joe Linton. Joe Linton did great there, won 2 challenges brilliantly, and plays it forward to Bruno. Bruno Guimaraes, square to Murphy. Murphy's got Richie wide of him. Here's Richie on the right flank. We'll probably come backwards to Longstaff here. Now he's gone forwards to Murphy. Murphy, who took a good position up there, actually. Back to Richie. Back to Murphy. Keep ball there on the right side. Now Sean Longstaff has it in field. Longstaff goes backwards to Jamal Lascelles. Jamal Lascelles goes wide then to Murphy. Down the line he goes. Good ball. Longstaff's made a good run off the ball. He's fouled. Ridiculous foul. Referee, the linesman's right in front of the linesman's flagging for it. And the 16's moaning. The archetypal Spaniard, bearded, and in fact yellow carded for throwing the ball away. So Anthony Taylor, yesterday's ref, Mike Oliver, didn't get the card out at all, hardly. If it is Anthony Taylor, it might not even be him, but it looks like him. The first time I saw him, I thought it was definitely him, but each close-up since, I'm not sure it is. You'll probably tell me in the chat who the referee is. I'll have a look at half-time. Anyway, it's a free kick to Newcastle, level with the edge of the penalty area on the right flank. Matt Ritchie's going to take it left-footed in swinger. Lascelles is there. Jockeying for position. There it goes in, looking for Newcastle head. Dummett! Dummett scored unless the referee's given a free kick. I don't think there's a foul there. No, he's just disallowed it. Pathetic. Dummett jumps independently. There was no... Reina made a right cock up of it. But the referee disallowed it. Goalkeepers are so protected. To me, that wasn't a free kick. I know I'm biased. We'll see it now. Comes in. Well, he's jumped for the ball, and I'm not sure what Dummett's supposed to do there. He did make. He jumped for the ball and made contact, and the number 16, Alex Baina, has been booked. So I know 16 is now Alex. We'll call him Alex. Could even call him Stato. Not in the class of our Stato, though. The 16 is Alex then. Parejo has it at the moment. Tries to get past Joe Linton. Joe Linton gets a foot in. That's not a foul. This referee's ruining the game. It is Anthony Taylor, without a doubt. He's ruining the game. Pathetic. Joe Linton's got to be careful here. He got sent off last pre-season, remember? Villarreal have it with the centre-backs. Wide it goes to the left-back, back to the centre-back partner. Into Parejo, who's getting pressured from Bruno this time. Back to Pepe Reina, who got away with murder, I think, on that disallowed goal. Rolls it back into Parejo. Back to Pepe. He's getting pressure with Reina, but plays it out to his left back. Did quite well in the end. Ball down the line, looking for Sorloth. Got Jamal Lascelles at his back. And now he's in a foot race with Paul Dummett. This is interesting. Dummett's the wild to keep up with him, to be fair. So Lynch come back to help. Then Dummett's robbed him. Brilliant Paul Dummett. Brilliant defending. And a little flick ball, which is poor there from Jacob Murphy. Bruno's won the ball back. And the refs give a free kick. It's Longstaff that won the ball back. Anthony Taylor's really ruining this. In fact, he's giving Newcastle a free kick. I don't know why, but he has. Interesting refereeing. Really, really poor. Really poor. Free kick was fruitless. A great little turn there from Gerrard. Took burn out the game. Joe Linton stepped in to try and win the ball back. Now it's with the number 28, whoever he may be. And he's lost it. It's Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes motoring down this left flank. Parejo won't keep up with him. So he's gone past Parejo, playing it inside for Wilson. Tries to take it in his stride with a little, roll through with back flick type to keep it in his stride. And he couldn't quite do it. Good running from Harvey Barnes. Nice ball to Wilson. Just couldn't quite take it in his stride. And he was forced to do a bit of trickery. And the Villarreal defender stepped in the penalty area, I'll have to say as well. Marino plays it back to Foyth. Foyth into Parejo, who gets a shove in the back from Longstaff and pushes Longstaff over. And I think he's booked Longstaff for pushing the back. That's ridiculous. Come on, ref. You're losing control of this. That's not a yellow card in a month of Sundays. He's gone charged into him, but he's not kicked him. He's just barged into him. And ref's given a yellow card, and then Parejo got up and pushed Longstaff. And is Anthony Taylor going to book him for that? He should be. I think he is. Well, not sure. He hasn't shown him the yellow card as such. I mean, it's not. Is it Parejo? It's 16 has already been sent. It's already been booked. That's why I haven't booked him. Alex. Anthony Taylor's ruining the game. Really ruining it. Very poor from Villarreal. That terrible touch. Joe Linton has it. He's fouled. And it's a free kick in the centre circle. Dummett has it. Square to Dan Burn. Now into Harvey Barnes. Tries to do a little bit of a trick. With 1/4 and having none of it. It'll be a throw into Villarreal. Short of the halfway line. Which Foyth will take. Do you know what, guys? It's a friendly game and the referee's absolutely ruining it. And he thinks he's the star of the show. He's just granting his yellow card willy-nilly. Disallowed a goal that it shouldn't have been, I don't think. That'll be a foul. Well, he didn't give it. This time, Harvey Barnes is through. He's away on this left flank. Approaching Mandy into Wilson. Wilson's first touch is horrendous. Plays it to Longstaff. Wide it goes to Richie. Good save, Rayner. Oh, he got away with murder there, Rayner. Because Joe Link was going through. Couldn't get it into control and he grabbed the ball from basically in front of Joe Linton's head as he was on the edge of the 6-yard box. Brilliant from Harvey Barnes, though. Poor pass there, intercepted by Jacob Murphy. Jacob Murphy goes square to Bruno because he's back to Murphy. Bit of keep ball between the two of them. Now Bruno's looking for a pass on this left flank. Goes back to Jamal Lascelles. He squares to Paul Dummett, who hasn't been awful. One bit of good defending early on. Looked like he's running the streak at the time. Little great bit of football, this Newcastle. Although a foul from Matt Ritchie and it's a free kick to Villarreal. But nice little bit of football in between that. He's not getting his book out again, surely. That's not... Don't think he has. Yeah, good save from Rayner, actually, from Ritchie. Probably should have done better. But he got lucky on the ricochet, did Rayner. And still 1-0, 33 minutes on the clock. Free kick to Villarreal in the centre circle in their own half. Matt Ritchie has been booked for that. That's pathetic. He's ruining the game. Brilliant from Bruno there to get past the attentions of the Villarreal midfielder. We'll probably play it square for Dan Burn. He does. Dan Burn, well, it's Harvey Barnes. In fact, Dan Burn's gone on motoring ahead of him. And he's taken away from him from 1/4. Little 1-2 with the keeper and Villarreal away. Down the line it goes for Gerard Moreno. Gerard Moreno's got a run from Sorloff. Sorloff's in behind there. Sorloff's in behind 1-on-1. It's not Sorloff, it's Parejo. Great defending from Jacob Murphy to get back. Now Sorloff. Dummett with a good touch in also. Brilliant for Murphy to stop that. That was one each if it weren't for Murphy. Sorloff has it edge to the area. Plays it wide. It's going to be deflected out for corner, I think. Yes, it is. Corner ball. Should have been one each there, but brilliant from Jacob Murphy. Had the pace to get back in. Nipped it away from Parejo, who's going through the middle. By 16, actually. It's Alex. Brilliant. Played it back for Sorloff. Dummett was alive to it. Cleared it away. They have a corner. Jacob Murphy, the star of the show so far, folks. Absolutely no doubt about it. Goal to his name. 2 fantastic defensive contributions there. And earlier in the half too. In-swinging corner going to come in from the far side from Parejo. Murphy stops it on the near post. Can only deflect it back to Parejo. Edge of the box looking. Joe Linton will... Oh, they've left it to each other. Poor clearance. Poor shot. Oh, comedy of errors this. Clearance goes back. Well, he's had a shot from 45 yards there. And Nick Pope falls on it and takes it in his arms. 35 on the clock. Still 1-0 Newcastle. Game's been ruined by the referee, I've got to say. They've been very pernickety. But at the moment, the ball is with the possession of Jamal Lascelles. Jamal Lascelles goes wide to Jacob Murphy. Murphy goes down the line for Ritchie. He's not going to get there. And, well, he's been fouled. I think both sets of players are frustrated with the antics of this referee. He's been absolutely dog shit. Murphy's down injured. He's got up to his feet. He's okay. This isn't what both managers would want. They'd want a free-flowing game of football, get minutes in the legs, and the referee's interrupting, he's intercepting everything, he's stopping it all. You know, he's making the game so bitty, bits and pieces, and it's not made for a great spectacle so far, although we are 1-up. A nice bit of play from Newcastle there to free Jacob Murphy. Jacob Murphy has Wilson outside and puts Wilson in on the outside. Payson Wilson plays into the box, intercepted by Mandy, and Villarreal come away with it. Back he goes. Now Parejo picks up in his playmaker role in front of the back four, wide to the left back. Left back comes in field, plays it to number 20. And inside them for Parejo. Down here for the 28. Down the line looking for the win of Sorloth. As he got behind Dummett this time. Dummett's managed to get goal side of him and holds him up. Good defending from Dummett. The ball does finally find its way back to Parejo. And Villarreal are very advanced. The level of the penalty area. Shot coming in, which went wide. I think they want a corner for it. I think they might get one. Don't know if Pope parried it wide. Shot came in from Alex Baina. And I think Pope may have just got down at his near post and pushed it round it. We're going to see it replay now. Maybe a corner to Villarreal this. No, it's deflected, in fact. It was deflected off Jamal Lassalle, and it'll be a corner, which Alex is going to cross to take. All the big men have gone forward. Foyth's there, Mandy's there. Sorloth, of course, is taller than all of them. Huge hunk of a man. Norwegian looking for, well, it's a bit of a melee. Falls for Villarreal's going to go wide of the post. Will be a goal kick. Yeah, a bit of a melee in there. Newcastle didn't look confident there. Confident trying to get it clear. And in the end, it went wide for a goal kick. 37 on the clock. Currently at Wembley, it's 0-0 between Arsenal and Manchester City. In the Charity Shield, Community Shield, whatever you want to call it. And Elland Road, it is currently, well, I think the game's over. But I don't know what the score is. Anyway, Newcastle have the ball with Matt Ritchie. Steps inside two, going to lose that. Longstaff steps in, plays it back for Murphy. Back to Longstaff, that's heavy overhit. And Villarreal can hit us here. Poor play between Longstaff and Murphy there. Possession-wise, anyway. Looking over the ball over the top here for Sorloth. Gets a crossing cleared away from Longstaff. Or Dummett it was, sorry. And Villarreal seem to be dominating possession here at St James's Park at the moment. They've got some nice ball players. Jolinton's got to be careful. He almost got a foot in there, but he almost fouled the player also. Taylor will send him off. Terrible pass. Bruno picks it up. Bruno's going at the Villarreal defence. Decides to come backwards to Ritchie. Now Longstaff. Ritchie. Bruno's outside and Bruno picks it up. Bruno plays it inside for sure. Longstaff gives it back. Longstaff goes outside one, plays it back to Dummett in the centre half position. Dummett goes square for Lascelles. Lascelles has got Murphy wide to him, and there he is, Murphy. Murphy cuts inside, goes back to Lascelles. Maintaining possession for a little bit, Newcastle United. Longstaff has it now, back to Lascelles again. There's going to be pressure coming in a minute. And Lascelles plays it inside to defender for Longstaff. Poor pass from Longstaff, picked up. Wins it back though, Longstaff. Well played. Atoned for his error there. And now Jolinton's motoring forwards. Physically through the middle of the pitch. Jolinton with a great ball. Ooh, slightly overhit. Rayner was alive to it and came out and dived at the feet of Barnes. Great vision from Jolinton. Just slightly overhit the pass to Harvey Barnes. Wilson wanted it rolled into him through the centre, but Rayner was alert and alive to all the dangers there. Experienced, fantastic goalkeeper in his day, came out and dived on top of it. In fact, he got there before Wilson did. So it's a ball between two players there, Wilson and Barnes. And in fact, it went to neither. 40 minutes on the clock. It's cold today, got to say. Still 1-0 Newcastle. And Villarreal have it in their back 3-4. And forward it's gone. It can be a foul there, is it? No, the referee managed to play on there. Bruno has it. Bruno goes back to Jamal Lascelles. He goes square to Murphy. Inside for Bruno. He's got 2 men on him. He's fouled. Nasty one too. And it's number 28. Taylor decides not to book it. This is probably the worst tackle of the first half. And Taylor didn't book him for it. Absolute prick. Bruno's up, took the free kick. Well, he's underhit that. It's cleared from Foyth. Parejo nods it back to Foyth. We'll go all the way back to Rain, I'm sure, here. He does. Wilson put a little bit of pressure on, not much. Token pressure. Dan Burn should win this in the He's pushing the bat from Sorloff. Referee lets it go. Joe Linton shields it. Brilliant strength from Joe Linton. Brilliant. Absolutely. Give a freak against him, Van Ball. It's hit his shoulder. I mean, come on, ref. You're an absolute fucking... Oh, dear me. It's a friendly game. I'm getting frustrated by this fucking mank arsehole. 41 on the clock. Villarreal have the ball in possession. Joe Linton did nothing wrong there. Give a handball for a shoulder. Hit him on the shoulder. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, Villarreal have an attack on the left flank. Murphy goes out to stand up the player out there. Parejo's got it in the infield now, and then square it comes then to number 20. Forward then to Moreno. And Longstaff steps in and wins the ball back. Lascelles. That's Murphy. Lewis? Doesn't even play for us anymore. Murphy's gone. Well, that's good play from Murphy, but defender steps in ahead of Wilson, who's weak there. Moreno has it. Little chip over the top. Byrne has to get there. Does get there. Sorloff picks the rebound up. Now to Moreno. Trouble here for Newcastle United. Floaty ball. Sorloff gets head to it. Pope has to get there first. And wins it. Well, the refs give a penalty. The referees give a penalty here. Against Nick Pope. He's an absolute... Or has he stopped the... Is he give a penalty? Or has he just stopped it for head injury? I'm not sure what's happened here. Pope gets it with his arm, stops him going out. The ref collides with the player. He goes down injured, and Pope picks the ball up. I'm not sure what the referee's done here. Has he stopped it for head injury, or has he give a corner? No, he stopped it for head injury. Unless he's give a pen. Don't think he's give a pen. No, he's basically stopped it for head injury, and he's just dropped the ball into Pope's arms, and Pope's bowled it frustratedly to Dan Bird. Down the line, he goes for Barnes. He's slid into from the back from Foyth. That's a yellow card. Doesn't give it. He's given yellow cards for less than that for the rest of the first half. Taylor, but he's not given one for that. The inconsistency and the absolute ineptitude of this fucking mank twat has really ruined this game of football. Joe Linton has it. Ball inside for Bruno. Bruno's ahead of his player. Plays a ball in, well intercepted though from the Mandy there. Good foot in there from Joe Linton. Another foot from Joe Linton. Sean Longstaff was dangerous there. Nearly pulled the player back. Would have been sent off. Been booked already. Murphy's been great tackle from Sean Longstaff. They got back, win the ball back superbly. And now Murphy's off down the right flank. We've got a couple of minutes left of the first half, minute and a half, something like that. Longstaff's gone on the outside of him, plays it inside for Richie, back to Murphy. Halfway inside the Villarreal half on the right flank with Longstaff. Hasn't really got a pass, goes to Murphy, gives it him straight back. Now inside it will go to Bruno Guimaraes. Bruno played it wide here for Paul Dummett. Down the other side of the pitch he's going now. Harvey Barnes. Down the line he goes for Dan Byrne, who's ahead of him. Stephen Merchant plays it inside for Barnes. Oh, Ford's got it. Wilson, he's pushed over there. And the referee's told him to get up. Absolute fucking nonsense. Stopped him getting to the ball. Dummett does really well in defence, by the way, as they came on the counter there. Villarreal played it back to Pope. I don't know about cans of bloody pop next to me. I think I need a bottle of whiskey watching this refereeing performance. It's been absolutely shite. Worst, I think it's the worst refereeing performance I've ever seen. It's a friendly. Anyway, Newcastle on the attack. Final few seconds of the first half. Murphy stepped inside, might lose out there, doesn't. Wins it back. Going to call it back to Lascelles, I think, and there he does. 10 seconds in this first half left, apart from any injury time that Anthony Taylor might decide to add on. He probably adds on about 15 minutes. Bruno tried to play a killer ball there, didn't work. There's fouls left, right, and centre in there. And the referee gives, well, it's half time. No injury time at all. Well done, Anthony Taylor. You've been the star of the show, you absolute bald twat. 1-0 Newcastle, though. And it's a goal from Jacob Murphy that separates the two players. I've got 566 comments here. and 1,700 of you in the chat. Afternoon to Sophia. Hope you're well. Tom Dixon, Paul, Dominic, Lee, Susan's here too. Hope you're well. I'm going to watch the bottom and go back a little bit. Sorry about this, folks. I don't know if we've got any starred comments. Any super chats? No, we haven't. So we'll just come to the bottom. I wonder what your opinion is on the refereeing. It's been absolutely disgusting. David D is Moby refereeing. Well, a Moby, Moby Dick, that's for certain. Yeah, a lot of people saying the referee's ruining the game. Brian's cold also. Here we go. John Green. Anthony Taylor's worst match for us in the top 4 leagues. His opinion is of his career today and not this match. Thinks he should be the start. Well, he thinks he's a star today. Absolutely pathetic. 1-0 to Arsenal, apparently. We'll have a quick look at that while we're... It's 0-0, mate. Oh, you're on about the referee. Sorry. Bit slow on the uptake there, Jimmy. Of course, the Mackham's on TV now as well, which we've got a £5 super chat from George. That'll be for the goal. He says late again, but payment made. Cheers, George. Very much appreciated. Nice goal to pay out for as well, mate. Really nice goal. Great strike. Anthony said, I'd much rather have Leeds in the league over any London team every time. How did they get on in the end? They were losing 2-0. I don't know if they brought it back or not. City's getting beat by Arsenal. Well, I don't think they are. I've just put it on. It's 0-0. So, yeah, I don't think they are. I think unless it's disallowed. Spider says Billy's on the yellow for saying a Newcastle fan is cold. Yeah, he probably would book me for that, to be fair. He's booked people for everything else. Dave says, see Tottenham's linked with Chelsea because signing for his price. I'm not so sure. Rach says, I see, I take it the ref is a bit of a wally from Billy. Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Chantal says, why do we always have a ref that's a bell end? This bloke's, he's making other refs look good. $4.99 super chat from Rod B. No comment there, but thanks, Rod B, for your donation there. Really gratefully accepted. Very generous of you, my friend. But it says a bloody Sela Cup itself will be the next thing to be booked. Horrific. Honestly, horrific. Bath, he's been getting on my whip, tailor-made. Yep, absolutely. Toon says, can't watch this game with this ref. Good luck, all. I'm out. You're right, mate. I'll be honest with you, you're right. I've got to watch it. But he does get you like that. He's been absolutely awful. Alan McTeer says, Sting booked, Anton Deck booked, Robson Green and 3 of his Salmon booked. This ref will book himself shortly. He won't. I think he's only booking Newcastle players. He's booked a couple of Villarreal players. He's let 2 or 3 go for worse offences than what we've been booked for. Joe Linton stays on, by the way. He will get sent off. Just a little prediction. Hope not. Just a little prediction. Because Joe Linton doesn't like being booked for nothing, and he was. And since then, he's done things that could have been just as bad. Peter says, did Molly start? No, he started yesterday, my friend. There's no chance he's no chance that he starts today. 2 games in 2 days. Ref's got more cards than Clinton, says Leon. How good does the Sela advertising look, says Jano? Yeah, it's good, mate. I've enjoyed. Yeah, it does look good. Much better than what we used to have floating around the pitch, shot direct and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, one about this is the referee decision. He didn't give a penalty for it. Ant says, I think the referee may be a bit of an unpleasant man. And Callum puts the referee is well, see you next Tuesday. He didn't give a penalty. He stopped the play for a head injury, which absolutely, even that was a bollocks decision, I've got to say. Someone said Jesus walked on water, but that was bollocks too. Well, there you go. Only one goalie in this game is protected, says RIN. Yeah. Wally's in the statement. Jim Nails has been booked. Arsenal Mr. Sitter, says Magic Mole. Who's in the midfield for the game? It's Bruno, Joe Linton, and Sean Longstaff. Last season's midfield, Peter. Anthony Taylor was the worst referee ever. These yellows won't carry on, will they? No, they won't. But they could lead to second ones and red cards. In which case, I think they do. They do. I think you get banned for friendlies. They used to. Rod Cube says Villarreal and this ref are disgusting. They are. They're absolutely horrendous. Not so much Villarreal, but. And Rachel makes just a polite reminder, because I am. Please don't ask where you can watch the match, as we can't tell you. Absolutely not. Who's refereeing the Villa game? We don't know yet, mate. I hope it's not this twat, because he's been absolutely appalling. Absolutely appalling. John says the ref is ruining both the game and the chat. He is, yeah. Kendo says there's a ref asking if it's a pen. Paul says that anyone in St James Park not been booked yet. Yeah, it's been great. Yeah. I agree with this, actually. Wilson has to be stronger. Yeah, it's one player that doesn't look up to scratch. It's Wilson. Yeah, he's looked a bit weak compared to yesterday. We saw Isaac was absolutely outstanding, wasn't he? At times, anyway. Thoughts on the first half, says Chelsea. Well, if the referee had allowed the game to be played, it would be a good game. We do look a little bit shaky in defence. Jacob Murphy's been very, very good at right back, I've got to say. He has made a couple of mistakes, but he's made some real crucial interceptions. And, of course, he scored a fantastic goal. Dummett's doing quite well, I think. Yeah, he's been quite alert. Had a nice little race with Alexander Sorloff, which looked like they're both running in treacle, but he got goal side of him. But I don't think Pope's had a save to make. He had one from about 45 yards that he fell on. And we should have scored 2 or 3, really. Although they've dominated possession, I think we've been a better side. Uh, 1700 watching, guys. Press that like for Billy. Yes, Vortex. Cheers, buddy. Matthew says Richie and Dummett playing a lot better than I thought they would. Yeah, they did look quite good, actually. Longstaff gets fouled in the box. The perpetrator goes looking for penalty. And Ted says, fuck all. He's absolutely appalling. Yeah, he's been kind of terrible. Thanks, Rowley. Hope you're well, my friend. Anthony Taylor says Matt is about as much use as a handbrake on a canoe. Couldn't agree more. I hope it's going well. Says, hi, you well, Dan. Commiserations for your ladies getting knocked out of the World Cup. Both the Swedes, of course. Ant says halftime off for Slash, and I'll be back in a bit. Good lad. Good lad. Innocent Porteous from Big Tank 9401. Wouldn't be surprised if Man U were worse than last year, even with their signings. I kind of agree with you. I think they've gambled and, I don't think they've been great. Yes, I agree with that, Julie. 100%. 100% diabolical. Yeah, I probably did get a yellow card. I would have got a yellow card. He's handing out cards for anything. Stanley, hope you're well, my friend. No wonder Jose Mourinho went mental about his ref. Yeah, I agree. Ref completely lost the match early on. This match reminds me a lot of the Hellas Verona friendly when they kept falling over every. Yeah. I remember that too. 2-2 Leeds draw. Okay, cheers, lads. For the update there. They were 2 down, weren't they? Rod says, first watch long, Billy, nice work. Cheers. Well, get yourself subscribed, Rod. Every game that Newcastle United play, we will be showing on here. Covering on here. I say showing, we won't be showing it. You'll be listening to us commentate on it. Whether it's myself, Paul, or Alex, we cover all the games. Bath says the USA refs are far better. How come the NUFC couldn't show their game, but the NUFC they could show it today, but just because they didn't yesterday, I guess they didn't think so. Paul said I'm booked for vaping. Yeah, probably would get booked for that. Half-time Community Shield 0 each. Go back to the game now, see if we're close to being back in it. Yeah, Villa Atletico Bilbao are beating Man United 1-0. Not quite ready to start the second half yet, so we'll do a few more comments. Man United getting beat 1-0. Well, that's good news for everyone. Unless you're a glory hunting Man United twat. Paul and Stats are going to get booked at this rate. Says, bring me the smile of Sandra Tonali. Jim says, the ref should be sponsored by Moonpig. Moonpig.com. Daisy's been booked. Dear me. Dear me. Mod's been booked. Anthony Taylor's as bad as Mike Dean. In fact, well, that first half performance is worse than anything I've seen by anyone. I've got to say, even Mike Dean. Apparently, Tino is there today. Paul says, Wilson's had a full pre-season, so he really should be at it from the go, holding back a little. Maybe. But I don't think he'll be starting next week against Aston Villa. I think it'll be Isaac. I really do. Peter's watching this at 1:53 in the morning, so it'll be a bit more longer than that. It'll be 1:57 now, won't it? So good for you, Peter. That's what you call commitment, mate. Cheers, buddy. Hope you're enjoying it. Jordan Mick says, thanks for commenting on my journey home from work, buddy. You were great. On my helmet, I meant my helmet. Yes, I know, you were on your bike, weren't you? Sean says, I'm at the match. Honestly, the ref thing has been awful. Everyone's just like, yeah, well, not surprised. I'm not surprised. It's been absolutely disgraceful. Liz says, great commentary as usual. Thank you very much. We all seem to get the shit refs from Pete and Liz in Northern Ireland. Hate one over there in Northern Ireland. Where do you think Tina's going to be? Like most time, I think he's going to play left most of the time. Alexander's been up since 6 in Houston. Way too excited for the new season. All right, let's have a look. Can we back into the game? See if we're back in yet. Won't be far away. Won't be long now. As the only washed up the road, coming out at the Stadium of Shite, playing against Ipswich. Players still on the pitch warming up at the moment, so as yet, second half is yet to start. I will have a quick drink. Dortmund are 1-0 with Ajax, by the way, if anyone's interested in that. Of course, won't be, but just waiting for the second half to start again. Shouldn't be too long now. I've got a team of players that nobody knows. Something smells nice in my kitchen anyway. That's all I can say. I think my son's making food. Hell of a lot of adverts on this channel that I'm watching the game on. Well, the players are coming out now. Well, the officials are. Anthony Taylor, I suppose, hasn't been attacked in a bloody tunnel. He's been absolutely diabolical. Can't emphasise how bad he's been. He's out on the pitch. The officials aren't yet out on the benches. Here come the Newcastle lineup now. Resplendent in the blue kit. Very nice kit indeed, as modelled by yours truly. Although they don't quite fit me the same way as they fit those players, I must say. I must have ironed mine on a wok. Fans now getting back to their seats after half-time refreshments and run out to lavatory kind places, troughs and toilets and things. There's the goal scorer, Jacob Murphy. A fantastic strike it was too. I'm going to say, even though his goal against Spurs was much, much further out, I think Jacob Murphy's hit that twice as hard as he hit that shot he did against Spurs. Currently in conversation with his fellow defender, Jamal Lascelles. A young lass there waving the flag around. Lots of flags being waved. Black and white crosses and black and white checks. There's Parejo. He's been, I guess, their best player. He's a walkout on FIFA, incidentally. Looks like they've made a change anyway. Number 27's come on, but they haven't told us who it is yet. Jamal Lascelles having a word with Anthony Taylor, probably saying, why are you such a bold, useless, blind twat? Why aren't you refereeing Man City v Arsenal? That's where you usually go. Anyway, they've kicked off Villarreal and off they go. They're attacking the Leeds end second half. 1-0 down, of course, to Jacob Murphy's great strike in the 6th minute. It's with the left back inside for Parejo. Nice ball for Foyth. Joe Linton goes to approach him. Alex Boner's come on and Danny Requena's come on for him. So Danny. That's what we'll call him. If I see him again, I won't recognise him again. They've all got the same similar kind of haircut, Spaniards, don't they? They're either really dark, swarthy, or they've got like a little light tint to it. Murphy trying to be found by Richie. Nearly worked. The left back come away with it in the end, though. Richie just get a foot in, though. Murphy trying to get another foot in, can't do so. And the 29's come well away with it. Still has it. He's had it for about 15 seconds now. Goes back to the 20. Nice pass that. Around the outside of Dan Burn, Harvey Barnes, should say, to Foyth. Foyth done a bit of trickery on Barnes there and laid his Burns marker in. Foyth's going further ahead. Well, that's a terrible tackle from Paul Dummett on one Foyth. Get a yellow card for that. That one was probably worthy of one. Lucky he wasn't in the penalty area, but crunching tackle, nowhere near the ball. So late, he nearly caught him in the showers. Free kick to Villarreal, very dangerous part of the pitch. It's only a yard at best outside the penalty area, left of centre, as we look, right of centre as Villarreal look. But Paul Dummett's lack of pace there was the first time seen in evidence there. Nick Pope's lining his wall up. Looks like Bruno's going to play the draft excluder role behind the wall. It's gone for a cross, far post, header across goal. So right ricochet, can we get this clear over the bar? Got away with murder there, really. That was number 20 who took that shot, whoever he may be. And Paul Dummett's slide hack didn't cost us anything, but it could have done. Didn't defend it particularly well. One good bit of defending from Richie, actually, to get in front of the ball, but we play out from deep. Harvey Barnes has it. God, it's brilliant bit of play from Harvey, but he's pulled back there. Come on, ref. It's Joe Linton, in fact. Ball inside, good anticipation of that pass, though. I bet you don't go back and book that player for that, who pulled Joe Linton back. Guaranteed isn't. That's a foul. Oh, he's not give it. Bruno played Wilson in. What's Wilson? Oh, slightly overhit. Wilson give up on it really early. 4-8 on the clock. He was on his heels there, Wilson. Bruno was way ahead of the game. Great passing behind the defence, but as I say, Wilson on his heels. And then Bruno steps in again and won the ball back. Brilliant for Bruno. Inside for Wilson. Again, Wilson. There's a foul on Bruno there. The ref's totally missed. Wilson has it on the far flank, the left flank. Back it goes to Burn. Inside for Joe Linton. Joe Linton started the second half really well. Burn's first touch there was horrendous. Robbed he was there from Foyth. And Villarreal come away with the ball. Burn's down, but he's getting back to his feet now. Longstaff looks like he's covering from the left back position. Sliding there from Lascelles, took the player out. Referee's played advantage. That'll be a yellow card in a minute. Dummett up against Sorloth. Being helped by Longstaff, Sorloth's going to go all the way back. And it'll go further back to Parejo. Square, he comes to the 20s. Midfield partner, I don't know his name, sorry, I apologise. Back to Parejo. And then wide to Foyth. Back to Parejo. Possession football from Villarreal here. It's cut out from Murphy, did really well. Ball there for Richie. Richie takes it into control. He's got Bruno breaking with him. Richie's trying to outpace the defender. He gets a crossing that's going straight into the arm of Reina. Fruitless enterprise from Richie there. It was never going to be anything more than that. Very blinkered there. Should have looked for a teammate, didn't do so. Dan Burn goes up against Gerard Moreno. Back it's come. Now Parejo again in the centre circle, being pressurised from Sean Longstaff. Good strength from Parejo. Holds out for Longstaff and beats him. Longstaff fouls him in the end. Good play that from Parejo. Good player he is. Free kick's taken to a centre midfield partner. Down to this number 28, 26. That would be the new sub, wouldn't it? Good physicality there from Bruno. He's fouled, but Newcastle can come away with Richie. Richie plays it square for Joe Linton. Joe Linton, 25 yards from goal. Wide he goes for Barnes on the far side. Barnes cuts inside, will shoot. Oh, it's that far past the far post. Or the right-hand side post. Good effort that from Harvey Barnes. Very good effort. Newcastle snatched the ball deep in their territory. Barnes ended up with shot just wide past the post. Good play from Joe Linton to set him up. Coming cut inside 1-4. Shot early. Don't think Reina was expecting the shot. And just wide. Great effort. Could be a good supply of goals from that sort of situation this year. Murphy's got 26. We could win this ball back here. The linesman's flagged for a foul. I didn't see one. Fucking hell. I would be amazed if Anthony Taylor allows 22 players to round the pitch at the end of this game. Amazed. 51 on the clock, folks. Still 1-0 Newcastle. Long clearance down the pitch. Jamal Lascelles wins it in the air. It's a poor header, though. It falls to Parejo, centre circle. And they're playing keep ball at the back again. Very, very possession orientated Villarreal. Back it goes then to the centre backs. Going to lose that. Bruno's won it. Played a good ball. Barnes is in here. Barnes headed area. Barnes! Straight at the keeper. Should have scored. Barnes picks up the ricochet. Left-hand side of the area. Ball inside for Longstaff. Plays it for Wilson. Didn't fall for Barnes. Just wouldn't fall for us at the right time there. Nearly went back from Longstaff. Long pass there. Looking for the run of Sorloth, which the Lascelles has got in the tank. And he's lost out. Sorloth one-on-one. Lascelles made a right fuck up there. And he's missed it. Sorloth put it wide. Jamal Lascelles, awful defending. Caught out by Sorloth. Trying to be clever. Was robbed of the ball. Sorloth one-on-one with the keeper. And he's put it wide of the post. Terrible from Lascelles, that. Sorloth is right up his arse. It's actually a great save from Nick Pope. It's a great save from Nick Pope. Saved Jamal Lascelles' bacon there. I'm not sure the ref's even seen that. And Jamal Lascelles caught out. Found wanting. Absolutely awful from him. Wasn't punished with the goal though. 53 on the clock almost. This is Harvey Barnes' chance. Straight at Reina. Should have done much better than that. But Reina made himself big. They didn't get a corner for that, by the way. So Pope's save isn't recognised. Wilson was weak there. It'll be a throw into Newcastle. Callum Wilson really hasn't been at the races today. Jamal Lascelles. Just when we thought he was getting in some kind of shape, his early rougher days, found wanting. Really poorly wanting. Dummett ball down the line. Good ball too. Wilson can't get it into control at all. Had a defender up his backside, but he wasn't strong enough to hold on to it. Now Villarreal have it with their own defenders. We will win it back though. That's a good ball from Lascelles. Poor one from Wilson. Bruno did really well to make some of it, but then he gets robbed. Burn against Moreno on that far side. Cuts inside. Ball into the back of Dummy. That's a good ball too. Great save with Pope from his near post. Brilliant save. Newcastle starting to get found out now. The lack of pace in the back four. Played in behind Paul Dummett that time. The play was through on goal. Pope wasn't expecting it. He was really far out of his area. Great ball from Moreno to set him up. It's the sub that's come on. Danny in behind Dummett, but Pope saved with his feet his near post on the corner of the 6-yard box. Brilliant save. 54 on the clock. Villarreal pushing at the door here. Going to be an in-swinging corner from that far side of the pitch at the Leeds' end. Here it comes now, looking for Villarreal head. Finds one just wide of the post. Will be a goal kick. Sliding into the far post was a Villarreal player trying to get the second ball, but didn't work for him. Under pressure here. And for all that height in the area, we still lost the header too. It was 140 who actually got his head to it. And Mandy was sliding into the far post to get the touch into an empty net. Didn't get there. Wilson gives up on that. And if he'd have carried on, he'd have got there. But Rayner comes racing out of his goal, plays a long ball down the middle. Jamal Lascelles nods it to Jacob Murphy. Jacob Murphy's got a player at his back. Goes round him. He's going to lose that, is he? Yes, he's going to lose that, is he? Yes, he is. Saul off. The Marino. Poor pass from him, and Newcastle can come on a break now with Barnes. Barnes, we've got 2 against 2 here. If Barnes can get there quick enough. Barnes is motoring now. Cuts inside Barnes in for Wilson. Not a great ball from Barnes. Wilson loses that. And then Villarreal coming to counter again. This is end-to-end stuff now. The referee's letting the game go for a couple of minutes. Villarreal slow things up, though. Go back to Parejo. Now Moreno on the far side. Back he goes to Parejo. Square he comes inside for number 20. In the centre circle. Right in the centre spot, in fact. Down to left back here. Inside then to his centre half mate. Bit of pressure from Richie. Jamal Lascelles is injured. I think he's going to have to come off here. So that's Share out injured and looks like potentially Jamal Lascelles too. He's got problems. Probably got a splinter in his hoof. Or a twisted fetlock or something of that nature. He might have to come off here and then we'll have to see Remy Savage come on again, I guess. I don't believe we've got any left backs on the bench. I think Lascelles is coming off. Ref stopped play for all this while Villarreal on the attack, by the way. Interesting choice. Lascelles is walking off, doesn't look very comfortable. He hasn't taken the armband off, so maybe he's going back on, but we're in signs here because next Saturday is the first game of the season, and both our right-sided centre-backs have niggling injuries. Hope Share's all right because on today's performance, don't want Jamal Lascelles anywhere near it. Anyway, Lascelles is back on. Looks to be okay. Borders with Moreno on the far side of the pitch. Ball inside the back. Joe Linton's gone to cover it. Does well there, Joe Linton. It's fouled, and we get a free kick. Foul from Danny. That'll be a free kick to Newcastle in the left back area of the pitch, which looks like Dan Burn's going to take. They're cutting off all the short passes, so I think Dan Burn might have to go long here. Actually, Villarreal are making changes. 3 changes, looks like. The game has started again now, and somehow they've won a throw-in for it. Must have been piss poor from Newcastle, that. Anyway, 3 changes from Villarreal. I don't think we can hold on to this lead, if I'm being honest, the way we're defending at the minute, this second half, to be honest. We've seen a terrible tackle from Paul Dummett. We've seen a real bad error from Jamal Lascelles. Dan Burn doesn't look comfortable, really. Well, it'll be interesting to see if they're going to tell us who's coming on, because I have no clue. $30-32, and I can't even see who the one is. Anyway, here we go. Carlo Adriano's off. Trigger, the 14. I can't even say it. Trigger. I can't say it. Triggeros. Alonso's on for Terrats. I've not said his name all day. Tourette's. 1/4's off, and Lanky's on. Lanky? What he plays for us. Anyway, Ballers played well through the middle of the park from Villarreal. It's a foul there, but the referee plays on. Wide it goes for Moreno up against Dan Burn. A ball inside the centre half's on again, but he didn't do it this time. Square for Mandy. Now Triggeros. Can't even say his name. I'll just call him Trig. That's a good ball inside. Pope's not going to get there. It slid through, just luckily evaded the Villarreal's man's touch in the penalty area. The 32. I've forgotten his name already. Not that it matters. Pope bowls it out to Murphy, being hurriedly pressed there. Down the line he goes. That's a good ball. Wilson's in here. Wilson 1-on-1. Wilson's pace. He's got them past. Wilson tries to cut inside. Don't think it was the best choice. He played it square for Joe Linton. Now Harvey Barnes. Barnes must score. Harvey Barnes does score. Harvey Barnes scores. That's his first goal for Newcastle United, folks. That's his first goal for Newcastle United. And then that's really calm finish it was too. We'll have 2-0. Thank you very much. Let's change the banner immediately. Harvey Barnes' first goal for Newcastle, folks. Thought Callum Wilson had made a mistake there. He filtered it across the pitch to Joe Linton. And Joe Linton played it out for Harvey Barnes, who finished with a plum. 2-0 Newcastle United. And after all these changes that Villarreal have made, perhaps they were a bit disorganised at the back. But Barnes is happy. Standing ovation for him. Should have scored today. But Paparena had no chance there. 2-0 to Newcastle United. Very good from Wilson in the end. Realised he couldn't make it himself. Played it to Joe Linton. Harvey Barnes held his line perfectly. Great finish with his right foot. Curved it round Reina, who dived forlornly to try and keep it out. And Harvey Barnes runs to the strawberry corner in celebration of his first goal for Newcastle United, all being end friendly. So 2-0. 61st minute. Harvey Barnes opens his account of many, we hope, for Newcastle United. Dan Burn has it now. Sorloth's put him under pressure. Sorloth's won it and put it out for the throw into Newcastle. Bit slow that from Dan Burn. Sorloth put a bit of pace on. Barnes again picks it up. Barnes again. Brilliant from Barnes. Rugged tackle to the ground there. That's got to be a yellow card. That's got to be a yellow card. Indeed it is. And it's the new bloke that's just come on. The 30 who's taken 1/4 place. Lanky. The ball has gone all the way back from the attacking position to the Newcastle defenders. Now Burn has it. Burn plays it to Dummett. Dummett inside for Longstaff. Longstaff goes past one, gives it to Joe Linton. Joe Linton with the ball inside to Bruno. Great play from Bruno. Great ball from Bruno. Wilson. He's not got confidence to go past the defenders. So he gives it Barnes. Little flick on the outside for Longstaff. Awful cross. Goes out of play. Be a goal kick. Wilson's not got the pace to get behind defenders. Now he's definitely lost a yard or two of pace, even over the summer. And didn't have the confidence to go for goal himself when put through from Bruno. In the end, he squared it to Barnes. Not a great ball either. And somehow we've managed to nose that up. I think it might be a corner. Or maybe not. The ball to Barnes weren't great. Made him stop. Little back flip from him. Longstaff's cross was horrific. Straight behind it, out of play for a goal kick. There's a Villarreal player lying on the deck as if he's been poleaxed. I think he might have been in by Bruno because he's gone to sympathise with him. Triggs got it. Back he goes then to Mandy. All the way far side to Lanky. Lanky, who, despite being called Lanky, isn't that tall. Certainly not in Dan Burns' realm, anyway. Lascelles cuts out, plays a terrible pass, but Joe Linton wins it back for him, gives it to Dan Burn, down the line to Barnes. Barnes comes backwards, all the way back to Paul Dummett. Paul Dummett goes past the attacker. Does well there, Dummett, actually. Dummett's looking far more short than Lascelles, to be honest. Long ball from Longstaff, looking for the running behind of Matt Ritchie, who actually had looked to have more pace than Callum Wilson there. Yeah, slightly worrying at Callum Wilson's lack of pace and lack of desire to get in on goal. 2 or 3 times it's happened today, because he's not confident about his pace, which, it's going to make him change his way that he plays, isn't he? Lanky's done well there to get past Byrne. Winning race here, Joe Linton's going to win that easy and plays it all the way back to Pope. Well played, Joe Linton. Good coverage of the left back position from Joe there. Now Dummett, play it back to Joe Linton. Slid in to no avail from Villarreal's forward. Longstaff's got it in front of the back four. Now Bruno back to Pope. Ball down the bottom here for Jacob Murphy. Murphy picks it up. Got a man up his backside. Flicks it in for Ritchie. Good 1-2. He's fouled there with Murphy, and the ref gives it to. Do you remember the goal against Brighton in the last game, the 4-1, where Wilson, although he just come on as a sub, hadn't he? But he had the confidence to keep going for goal. Long raking ball from Murphy. It's from Bruno, actually, to Harvey Barnes. Brilliant. Barnes up against Lanky. Comes inside another player. Still has it to Harvey Barnes. Plays to Bruno Guimaraes. Down the bottom here for Matt Ritchie. Matt Ritchie's got a player coming towards him now. He comes inside, gives it to Jacob Murphy. Jacob Murphy's going to slip it back outside to Ritchie again. It under hits the path by a million miles. Ritchie does well to maintain possession. Now Bruno. Bruno with a bit of trickery. Back to Murphy again. He's gone for the return. He gets it too. Bruno on the right flank. Not going to try and cross it. He's going to try and maintain possession. Stands his man up. Got 2 on him now, and Trigueros fouls him. And the referee plays on. You're fucking jesting me. Absolute nonsense. Good foot in there from Jamal Lascelles. Bruno's holding the back of his Achilles there. Got a kick on it. Anyway, Longstaff has it. Tries to pass it through a player. Ain't going to work that. And back he comes then to Dan Byrne, who's on this side of the pitch, on the right-hand side of the defence. He's running with the ball across field. Will play it square for Jamal Lascelles. Jamal Lascelles immediately pressurised. Plays the ball in for Bruno. He's fouled. It's Wilson, in fact, who'd come deep for it. 2-0 Newcastle. 66 gone. Currently with Sean Longstaff, trying to find a pass. Plays it for Bruno. Jacob Murphy's coming inside, and Villarreal can break here. Dan Burn doesn't get a foot in. Oh, well played that, though, from Paul Dummett. Tidied things up nicely. Lascelles ponderously steps back, gives it to Dummett. Inside then for Bruno Guimaraes. Little flick for Longstaff, who's fouled from behind. He booked a Newcastle player for that first half. Exactly the same thing. I think it may have been Joe Linton. Bruno takes a free kick. Out he goes to Harvey Barnes. Piss poor that from Bruno. Cuts out easily. Perhaps a bit of tiredness now coming into the Newcastle players' legs. As Villarreal are attacking on that left flank. It's the right flank for them. They've made space nicely here. Far post cross. Taken down on the instep by Trigg. Volley comes in straight down Nick Pope's gullet from Gerard Moreno. And he's easily saved from the Newcastle keeper. 6, 7.5. Well, halfway through the second half. Been a much better second half, mainly because Anthony Taylor must have lost his whistle. Great ball. This Jacob Murphy's in there on goal. Jacob Murphy's in on goal. He's been pulled back from the 26. Jacob Murphy stop play. That will go for corner. Referee, linesman should be flagging that. Had his shirt pulled in the area from the 26. The referee's, what's he giving here? Yeah, it's a foul. Why is the referee flagging that? It's a yellow card offence these days. Jacob Murphy, look, he's puffing a bit. Anyway, did get a corner for it. But again, inconsistency. having his shirt pulled, stopped his momentum, and that's a yellow card. And yet we get a corner. We don't even get a free kick. He was in the area too, by the way. Anyway, that's a corner that Rayner punches away. Going to be retrieved by Harvey Barnes. He lets it go out of play for a throw into Newcastle on the far side of the pitch, level with the penalty area. Will take the throw in. And in fact, it's Dan Burn that takes the duties over. Joe Linton's making a bit of movement towards him, takes the ball, a little flick inside Harvey Barnes, back to Joe Linton. Joe Linton's going to lose out there, he does. And Villarreal can bring the ball away, although there's pressure from Barnes, and we nearly win it back again, but we don't. Joe Linton gets a foot in. They're really struggling to get this ball away. Villarreal going to give a free kick away there, Joe Linton. Spaniard couldn't wait to fall to the floor. He's got that much hair in his grease in his hair, and he slid off the pitch. Joe Linton's mouthing at Taylor here. He's got to be careful. You know what Joe's like when he sees the red mist? Lucky for us, dissent isn't one of the Anthony Taylor's hit list, is it? So he gets away with it. I'm going to see change from Newcastle soon, I think. 70 minutes have lasted. One or two are looking a bit leggy at the minute. One or two lacking a few yards. Again, it'll be the kids. Got some great header from Jamal Lascelles. Powerful. Made the ball his own. Unfortunately, couldn't guide it to anyone but the Villarreal keeper, who picks it up and now kicks it long. Old-fashioned styly goal kick. Out of hand. Paul Dummett's up the back of Sorloff there. Sean Longcroft's got to get goal side. Does do. Back it comes to Parejo. He's been much quieter second half. He just plays it to his right. Parejo again down to his left back. Nice bit of play from Villarreal to create some space there. They haven't made much of it. They've gone back to Parejo again. Look, all the time in the world for Parejo. He always got time on the ball. But that player hasn't, because Sean Longcroft took it off him. Wilson has it. Strength from Wilson to go past one. Plays it wide for Barnes. Barnes on the edge of the area. Barnes on the cut side. Plays it wide for Longstaff, who not sure what he wants to do there. In fact, he loses the ball. Gets it back again. Then he gets pushed over by the corner flag from the 23 Mandy, and we'll get a free kick for that. Mandy's not happy with that decision. Well, it is a foul. Definitely a foul. The first tackle was okay, but the second one was a definite free kick, which I guess Matt Ritchie's going to go across the take, and it'll be a outswinger from there, won't it, for him, with his left foot. 71.5 minutes on the clock, folks. Still Newcastle 2, Villarreal 0. And virtually certain they're not going to show the Cookwood presentation. It's a good free kick. Lascelles gets ahead to it. Can only guide it into the Gallagate. Good determination from Jamal to make the ball his own. But defensively today, he's been absolutely outrageously poor, I have to say. Oh! Excuse me. Will be a goal kick to Villarreal eventually. We've got cameras on Eddie Howe at the minute. They're playing it short, and there's a bit of pressure come on. Header from Longstaff, looking for Bruno. Great little header from Bruno. Wilson's trying to remain strong here. Gives it to Bruno. Bruno's played it outside to Ritchie. Across the far post. Oh, headed outside, well, off the pitch there from the lanky. It'll be a corner ball. Great cross from Matt Ritchie. Great play from Bruno. And good pressure too to win the ball back in a really advanced area of the pitch for Newcastle United there. It will be a corner which Matt Ritchie will take again. It'll be an in-swinger this time with his left foot from the right-hand corner. Great play from Bruno. Great cross from Ritchie. No one had the foresight to get in on that goal, but Lanky managed to head it wide. Here's the in-swinging corner. Again, it's a good one. It's deep. Looking for the head of Jamal Lascelles at the far post. Poor header back. Will come to Harvey Barnes. Barnes with Lanky against him. Plays it all the way back here for, I think it's Longstaff. And now he goes all the way back to Pope. Pope's got Murphy. If he wants to go to Murphy, no one's approaching him, so he's just standing on the ball at the minute and rolls it to Paul Dummett. Paul Dummett. Again, no one's pressurising him. He goes square for Jamal Lascelles. There'll be pressure on him. Now Murphy, little one touch into Ritchie. Ritchie's got Murphy going on the line if he wants him. He needs to play it quick. Ritchie comes backwards. We'll probably go all the way back to Lascelles. He can't because his route's cut off, so he does go to Lascelles in the end. And Lascelles goes to Pope. That's going to go on the far side of the pitch to Burn. There it goes. Burn on the corner, the left-hand corner of the penalty area. Looking for Barnes. Barnes takes it inside Lankeevers really well. Liking Harvey Barnes' play today. Bruno Guimaraes gets it from Barnes. Bruno plays it down to Matt Ritchie, just on the halfway line on the left flank, right flank. Back to Bruno it goes. And now inside to Longstaff. Longstaff's getting pressure, loses out. Took too long on the ball there. Dilly-dallying again. Did it against Rangers. Did it against Gateshead even. So that's one thing John Longstaff's got to improve on. Got to be more aware, more alert. Get rid of the ball quicker. Dilly-dallying on the ball again. Lost it. Villarreal on the attack now. Parejo loses out to Bruno. Wins it back. It's Parejo. It's Trig this time. Trigueros plays it wide for 26. Back to Trig. Nice pass through the middle. Good foot in there from Murphy. Longstaff this time just get a first time pass off. Now Joe Linton. Joe Linton, brilliant play from him. Can he put Barnes in? He can put Barnes in here if he wants. He goes himself and scores. Joe Linton. Brilliant finish. Brilliant finish. Motoring through the centre of the Villarreal defence. No one's getting near him. He had options to the right and to the left. Decided to go himself from outside the box. And into the bottom corner it went. Newcastle 3, Villarreal 0. And that's game over, I would say. Brilliant play from Joe Linton. Had a great game today. Back to his best. And he will be back in the side next week against Villa for certain. Here we go. Newcastle 3, Villarreal 0. Great goal that from Joe Linton. Really good goal. Really good. He had options to his left with Harvey Barnes. Great play from Murphy to win the ball. Nice ball from Longstaff. Then Wilson played it into Joe Linton, who did brilliantly to beat the first player. Running through the centre. Gets into the penalty area. Options right with Wilson. Option left with Barnes. Ignored them all and just hit it with his right foot. Curved it into the side netting of the right-hand side of the goal. Rayner had no chance. And that's the game winner for Newcastle United. Great goal, Joe Linton. And Newcastle come away with a great goal to show for that. And the fans in the Gallagate look ecstatic, as they would be. Brilliant goal. Villarreal have it. 75th minute, that goal. Murphy's been beat this time, has he? No, Murphy did really well. Oh, no. He has to give a free kick. Turner Cook's on anyway, by the way. I don't know who's come on for, but Turner Cook's on. That's not a free kick. The Villarreal man's pulling Jacob Murphy's shirt. They're going 50-50 to the ball, running together. So the Villarreal man pulls Jacob Murphy's shirt, pulls him down. Murphy takes the ball. Play goes on for the 5-6 seconds, and then Anthony Taylor decides to give them a free kick. Absolute shite talk of a decision from a shite talk of a referee. Yeah, Jay Turner Cook's come on for Sean Longstaff. I imagine we'll see a few more of the kids come on in the next 13 minutes. Well, you never know how much injury time that Taylor will add on. Anyway, somehow we've got the ball back. Turner Cook plays it for Murphy. First time pass in for Wilson. Wilson gives it out to Ritchie. Not the greatest ball, but Ritchie's brilliantly with it. And now Wilson can go for goal. Can he get inside? Can he get inside? He's squared it across. Barnes! 4-0. 4-0 Newcastle. An absolute cakewalk. Villarreal have partied like the Yellow Sea there. And Harvey Barnes was set up beautifully by Callum Wilson. And he finishes with a plum again with his right foot. Past Pepe Reina. He must be getting a sore back from picking the ball out the nets. And it's 4-0 to Newcastle United. And we're starting to look pretty good, folks. I've got to say. Defensively, today we've been pretty poor. Callum Wilson, provider rather than goal taker, goal scorer. But that's pretty good. That's pretty good from Newcastle United. And this ain't a poor Spanish side, but a great finish from Barnes into that far corner. Since Lanky's come on, he's been a real threat. But he was a threat before that. But that's 2 goals for Harvey Barnes on his home debut. And we wonder, can he make it a hat-trick? Will he get a chance to? Well, that'll be the signal for Eddie to bring all the kids on. 4-0. This game's over and done and dusted. And Villarreal look a depleted, beaten up. You know, that at times in the game they've been really competitive. Probably should have scored, but now they're well beaten. The ball is back with Pepe Reina into Mandy. And whilst Callum Wilson hasn't been confident enough to go for goal himself, set that one up on a plate for Harvey Barnes. You've got to give him credit for that assist. And the right foot of Harvey Barnes is lethal. He could have had a hat-trick today already, to be fair. Header from Dan Burn. Joe Linton to Bruno. Bruno's fouled there. Referee plays on, of course he does. And Newcastle have a thrown on the halfway line. Little flick from Bruno was delightful there. Great play from him and Joe Linton. Bruno trying to get Wilson in behind on the... Oh, it didn't quite work for him. It's Matt Ritchie, in fact, who's coming field. Wilson was a bit deeper this time. Dummett can step in and does really well to play it to Lascelles. Dummett and Lascelles playing keep ball. Bruno's first time touch to Jay Turner-Cook. He comes wide here for Jacob Murphy. Jacob Murphy has Turner-Cook going in the overlap, comes inside and gives it to Bruno. Bruno studying the situation, goes wide to Turner-Cook. Turner-Cook going against the defender. Ball inside the back there for Murphy. He's took a great position up. Wilson near post. First switch is appalling because it wasn't a bad ball from Murphy. But the ball does come back. Turner-Cook plays it nicely back to Paul Dummett. Now Bruno is starting to take control of the game. Great ball for Joe Linton. Joe Linton's robbed. Great ball from Bruno there. Starting to dominate the game now. As Parejo did first half, Bruno has second half. He's been brilliant. Matt Ritchie has it. Showed good stamina today, Matt Ritchie. Still going 80 minutes. Still looks as slow as he did in the first. That's a piss poor pass. It's straight to the arms of Pepe Reina. He bowls it out to his defender. No pressure on him at all. Taking his time. Goes into Parejo. It's Trigg actually. Plays it back to Reina. Reina, that's a nice pass from him actually to this left back. Danny. In there for the attacker. I don't know who it is. 32. It's not lanky, is it? 32. Okay, he's coming as a sub. I can't remember his name. Square he goes. Parejo. Back to the defender. Back into Parejo again. There's pressure coming in. Well, to me, it's given a foul against Matt Ritchie. But what happened there is Parejo tried to push Rich off the ball. Ritchie went with the force and then he fell over. Ritchie took the ball off him and then he took the free kick, even though it's Parejo's doing. I think Harvey Barnes is coming off, folks. Standing ovation from the St James's Park faithful. Not going to get his hat-trick today, but I think we will see hat-tricks from this lad. Lethal. 2 goals in his debut then at St James's Park. Off he goes, satisfied with his performance, and has been replaced by... Well, it should tell us. I think it's Parkinson. I think it's Ben Parkinson. Great step in there from Jamal Lascelles. Great from from Bruno too. Wilson cocked up first, gives it to Turner-Cook. Here's Ben Parkinson that's come on for Harvey Barnes. Now Ritchie. Inside for Bruno. Bruno's everywhere now. Bruno wants the ball at every opportunity. Showing great stamina. Back to Paul Dummett. Square to Jamal Lascelles. Newcastle having a bit of possession now. Bruno's picked up again. Goes to the far side. He's found Parkinson. Parkinson lets the ball go over his head, so he keeps the ball in. Got Lanky at his back. Parkinson's shown a nice turn of pace there. Will come all the way back to Dan Burn. Bruno again wants it. Bruno takes it as well. Great little twizzle to get him away. The defender plays the advantage. Floats across to Jacob Murphy. Brilliant from Bruno. Murphy won't get this. He's not going to get that. He's pulled back there, referee, surely. Referee plays on. Fuck's sake. Like to keep a clean sheet, and Dummett monitored the win of Saul off superbly there. and shepherded it all the way back to Nick Pope. Joe Linton plays it to Turner Cook. Turner Cook will just roll it to Bruno, surely. He does. Back to Turner Cook. He says, go on, son, you have a go. Plays him square to Matt Ritchie. Matt Ritchie will go backwards to Jamal Lascelles. 84 on the clock almost, folks. Newcastle 4, Villarreal 0. Hasn't been a 4-0 game in terms of possession and stuff. And at times we've looked dodgy at the back, but second half has been really good. Bruno. Over to Dan Burn. Burn's got Parkinson outside and decides to come inside instead to Paul Dummett. Dummett plays it square to Lascelles. No one pressurising Lascelles, so he just goes inside to Ritchie. Back to Lascelles. Inside for Bruno. With the man at his back, Bruno just squirts it out to Dan Burn. And Burn plays it out all the way out to Joe Linton. Now Parkinson. Going to have a go at his defender here. Cuts inside him. He's pushed off the ball there. At least had the confidence to have a go at him. Did lose out, but at least had the confidence to try it. Anyway, Villarreal on the attack here with Sorloff going against Lascelles. Not showing any trickery as such, but Lascelles gets a foot in and Jacob Murphy keeps him going for a corner. Now Bruno. It was Turner Cook, in fact. Plays it to Ritchie, who loses out. 32 has it. All the way back to 28. Now Parejo, now Trigueros. And the yellow Peril, are they called? I don't know what they're called, Villarreal. They've got a nickname, haven't they? The yellow something. Yellow Peril. I don't think it's that. They're having a bit of possession now. 85 minutes in, the 4 down. The game's done and dusted. Sela Cup is coming home to Newcastle. But they're trying to get a consolation. Gerard Moreno, brilliant anticipation from Jacob Murphy. He's defended really well today. Good ball too. Sets Bruno off. Bruno's got Parkinson outside him. We'll have to go to him eventually. He's trying to keep hold of the ball. And he's fouled about 4 times. The referee ain't give nothing. Absolutely pathetic. On about 4 occasions, he should have built for a free kick there. He played the advantage. Joe Linton did brilliant to win the ball back. And the referee allows play on here too. Yeah, about 4 occasions, Bruno has been kicked, nibbled at, pulled. And when he eventually lost the ball, I thought the referee was going to just blow for a free kick. That he'd been playing advantage. He just played on. Absolute nonsense. Keep ball at the minute for Newcastle between Bruno, Joe Linton and Lascelles. Turner Cook. Lascelles again. Square to Dummett. To Burn. Lascelles. Now to Turner Cook. No urgency about Villarreal's press. Not a lot of urgency about Newcastle United's possession. It's all the way back with Pope. Dummett. To Jamal Lascelles in the penalty area. No pressure. Turner Cook tries to do a little turn. He's lost out. He's pushed in the back. Referee plays on. Could be a goal here for Villarreal. And it's wide for Moreno. Good pressure from Burn at the end, but they want to keep a clean sheet. They almost didn't. And it was Turner Cook's error that almost led to it. Well, we're going to see Ndewini and we're going to see on for Callum Wilson. He's managed the last 88 minutes. No goals today for Callum, but definitely an assist. Lacks a bit of sharpness, I think. So Ndewini will come on for him. Jamal Lascelles is also coming off. And he's coming off of Remy Savage. I don't know who's got the captain's armband. Probably be Paul Dummett, I imagine. Or Dan Burn or Bruno, I'm not sure. Or Joe Linton, could be anyone. It's It's Diallo, in fact. It's not Ndewini. Diallo's come on for Wilson. But Remy Savage has definitely come on for Lascelles. And there he is now on the ball. Newcastle looking like we're playing with the back three at the minute. Bruno, little squirty pass for Joe Linton. Out wide he goes to Diallo. Looks like Parkinson's gone to the centre up front and Diallo has taken the left flank position. It looks like we're playing 3-5-2 at the minute, I've got to say. Bruno has it. Now Savage. Down to Turner Cook. Savage again. In the 90th minute now, folks. I wonder how much injury time we get. I wouldn't think there'll be a lot. Bruno, little flick with the outside of his boots into Sam Burns' path. Lovely little touch it was. Got Diallo outside him. Comes inside his end to Bruno. Bruno, ball for the middle to Joe Linton. Some fantastic pass, but he loses out. He tried to do too much with it. And he probably, in fact, the pass itself, although it was a great one, probably asked a little bit too much of Joe Linton there with 3 men around him. Last hurrah here for Villarreal on their left flank. Back inside to Parejo. Eventually from via Trigueros. It'll be interesting to see if we get any added on time. There's no real need to because we're winning 4-0. Parkinson making a token press, but it ain't working. And in fact, there's a final whistle. He's blown up, not added on time, he's blown up 10 seconds before the end of the match. I don't think they're going to show the cup presentation. I wouldn't have thought so. So a nice 4-0 victory for Newcastle United there. Happy days, folks. Happy days. 2,000 of you in the chat is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Happy with that. Apparently City are winning 1-0. Derek Sharp says there's 500 million for the winners. That would be great, wouldn't it? What a way around FFP that is. Yeah, it is 1-0 to Man City, by the way. The referee tried to ruin that game. But, yeah, enjoyed that, folks. 4-0 win. Really appreciative of you lot for being in the chat, for chucking all your likes, for chucking, you know, I can't even say it. Subscribing. New subscribers. And a lot of you seem to agree with me about the referee. And 4 great goals. Ricky D says there, Max is dangerous from halfway line to box. Barnes is dangerous around the box, in the box. Correct. The Yellow Submarine, that's what they're known as, Villarreal. Chris says Murphy was the best defender. I can't disagree with that. I think he was. Sadly, Richie did not help his stock today for potential buyers. He didn't have a bad game, but I don't think he's in the shop window anyway, to be honest, mate. Ren Gretsch says, 10 years ago, I was in a bar in Playa Blanca watching Dummett losing 4-0 against Man City. Strange, isn't it? Strange. There we go. There we go, folks. A lot of people talking about who's the first manager is going to be to get sacked. Anyway, interesting. That obviously Harvey Barnes gives us a new threat, doesn't he? He's going to score goals. Absolutely is. But goals today, 2 from Harvey Barnes, 1 from Joe Linton. Who scored the other one? Can't remember. Jacob Murphy, of course it was. A long time ago. Fantastic shot. He scored. Lots of thanks for you lot in the chat. Thanks to the mods also. And thanks to everyone watching that hasn't commented, that's enjoyed the stream. 4-0 to Newcastle United. Sela Cup's ours. We'll be back tomorrow night with a review of the whole weekend. But until then, all I can do is say good afternoon. Let's give them that banner first, though. Good afternoon. Have a great rest of your weekend, folks. Thanks to the mods. Thanks to all you lot. However, lads and lasses. Sela Cup's coming home. Afternoon to you all. Come back and check out some green.